Hello again, this is Madan. In the previous demo, we displayed the notification text in our popover, and in this demo, we are going to change the is read status of our notification. And when the user clicks on any of this notification, then we are going to hide that notification, and we are going to decrease the value of the count as well. But at first we are going to increase the width of this notification popover. So let's right click and click on inspect here, and if I click on the actual popover div, then we get the popover class, and we can increase the width of the popover by adding the width css property. And let's set it to the value of 500 px, and this way we can increase the width of our popover. But the changes here is just the temporary, so to make the permanent change we need to go over to our site.css file and override the bootstrap popover class. So dot popover, and we are going to set the width of the popover to 500 pixel. Also, when the user hovers the mouse over the popover, we are going to change the shape of the cursor to pointer. And also, when the user hover the mouse over the notification count element, then we are going to change the shape of the cursor. So let's refresh the browser, and when we click, then our width of the popover has been increased now. And when we hover the pointer over the notification count or popover, then the pointer has changed to the hand icon. So now the next step, we are going to capture the click event on this list element on the notification text. So let's go back, and in order to capture the click event on this list element, we need to add a couple of properties here. First, I'm going to add a class called notification text, and now when we call the read notification method from our controller, we need to pass the notification id. So we can attach the notification id here and get that id when we call the click event on this item. So let's attach the notification id, and we can attach notification id by adding the data attribute. So we can get the notification id from element dot notification dot id, and if we save and go over to the browser and refresh, then we should see the id of the corresponding notification text. So if I inspect, if I click on the popover, and if I inspect, then we can see the id of the notification has been attached to each list element. So data id 13, data id 14. Now we can add the click event handler to this list element, but this list element has been generated during runtime. So in order to capture the event from the elements that are generated during runtime, we need to use the slightly different approach, and that would be jQuery. So we need to go to the parent of the element which we want to capture the event from. So the parent of this list is the ul. So let's go to ul and dot on click, and we need to specify which element we are going to click on. So we are going to click on the list which has the class of notification text. So let's copy this list dot notification text, and once we click that, we are going to call the callback function here, and the callback function gets the event. Now once we have the event, we can get the we can track the source of that event. So let's say variable target equal to e dot target, and once we get the target, then we can read the value of this id here. So let's say variable id equal to, we can do jQuery target dot, and we can read the data function and just pass the id here, id. Now for now let's just log this id in the console and let's see. So let's save this, go over to the browser and let's refresh. And when I click on the notification text, then we get their corresponding id logged into the console. Now we can send this id to the notification controller read method to change the read status of the notification. So to do that, we are going to write the another function, and the function would be the read notification, and we are going to pass the parameter id and then the target element. Now let's define that method here. So function read notification, and it has two parameter, target and id. And now we are going to make the ajax call here. So jquery.ajax, and we're gonna need to pass the couple of options here, url slash notification slash the name of the method, which is read notification, and method get, and we need to pass the data here. And in order to pass the data, we need to know the name of the parameters. So let's copy this parameter name and paste it here, and we have an id that is coming through the parameter. And once we get the success, then we are going to call the function with the result, and in case we get any error, then we can resolve that error in the error function, error callback function. And for now let's just do console.log error for debugging purpose. And once we call the read notification method and change the read status of the notification, we need to update our notification count. So in order to update the notification count, we are going to call the get notification method. And let's save this. And before testing this out, we need to make small changes to our repository. When we call the get notification method from our controller, then it calls the get user notifications method from the notification repository, and it gets all the notification, but we only need to display the notifications whose status has not been read. That is, we only need to get the notifications that are not read. So we can apply another condition here, and goes to end dot notification dot edge read, and we are just going to negate this. So we are going to get all the notifications whose is read status is equal to false. So let's go over to the browser and let's refresh. This server is restarting. And when I click on this notification, now the count of the notification had changed from 4 to 3, and when I click on this again, then it changes from 3 to 2. Our count has been changed, but we are not are seeing all the notification text. And now when the user clicks on this, we need to remove that clicked element, clicked list. So let's do that. To remove that the list that is currently clicked, we have a target, and we can use the jQuery function. jQuery, we have a target dot height. Let's say target dot fade out, and we can do we can pass options here. So let's just pass the slow, and it will animate the element, and it fades out slowly. And The another thing is when the user clicks on the notification, and if there are no any notification, that means if the count of the notification is 0, then we want to hide this popover as well as this notification count element. So we are going to apply the small conditional statement here. So let's say if result dot count equal to 0, or let's say if result dot count is not equal to 0, then we are going to display that count to the element. Otherwise, let's copy this. We set empty HTML empty value to the HTML if the count is equal to 0, and we are going to hide this element as well. So jQuery hide, and let's pass slow, and we are going to remove the popover from this element once the notification count has reached to 0. So notification count dot popover, and we can do hide here. So let's save this, and let's refresh our browser, and now we have 200 notification. Now when I click on this notification, then this fades out, and now there is only one notification left, and when I click on this notification should fade out, and this popover should hide, and this element count element should hide. So let's click, and there you go. So this is the end of the demo, and we'll continue improving this feature in our another video series. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.